Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. We're looking at a high-stakes mystery that is literally keeping seasoned tech professionals and aspiring developers awake at night. For decades, writing code was this ultimate superpower, right? A guaranteed ticket to a secure, lucrative future. But suddenly the narrative has flipped. A completely new force has entered the scene, and it's threatening to rewrite the entire script of the tech industry.
So, it brings us to the multi-billion-dollar question flashing on screens worldwide. Will AI kill the programmer? I mean, with the explosive and honestly kind of frightening rise of artificial intelligence tools like GPT-5 and autonomous agents like Devin, tools that can analyze requirements and write thousands of lines of code in mere seconds, the anxiety is palpable. We are seeing machines do what we thought only highly trained human minds could do, and they're doing it with ruthless speed. So are we witnessing the final days of the human software engineer? Well, to survive the future, we have to look at how we actually got here.
Because the machine has been quietly, rapidly catching up. It's like a ticking clock. Back in the 1940s, humans were physically flipping switches, speaking to machines through vacuum tubes and excruciatingly slow binary ones and zeros. Then, we moved to transistors and assembly in the 1950s. By the late 20th century, we developed high-level languages like C and Java, teaching the machine to finally understand us. But now, as we look toward 2026, that gap has closed entirely. Think about it. The tool built to follow exact instructions is now writing them. The hunter has basically become the hunted.
But to solve this mystery and survive the shift, we have to strip programming down to its absolute DNA. If you look at the educational research behind coding, you realize pretty quickly it was never just about typing out commands on a keyboard. It is a mindset. Programming is the relentless application of logical reasoning, creative problem-solving, and building robust architecture. It's about resilience. Syntax, the specific grammar of a coding language, is really just the surface. The true essence of a programmer is architecting logic, which is a uniquely human trait that is incredibly difficult to replicate.
Now let's look at what's actually happening on the ground. AI is absolutely devouring the repetitive foundation of coding. It's generating boilerplate code, it's debugging syntax errors in milliseconds, running automated unit tests, and even instantly auto-generating documentation. But here's the thing. The AI isn't stealing the art of programming. It's just shedding the tedious manual labor of it. This shadow creeping over the industry, it's really only a threat to those who refuse to step into the light of this new reality.
Because here is the ultimate plot twist. The old translator programmer, that role is dead. The traditional coder who basically just memorized syntax, celebrated writing 100 functional lines a day, and constantly asked, how do I make this work, is completely obsolete. They've been replaced by the modern maestro. This new programmer commands AI copilots. They aren't writing 100 lines. They're managing and reviewing the production of 1,000 lines a day. They aren't asking how to make it work. They're asking, is this secure? Is it scalable for 1 million users? The human hasn't been fired. They've literally been promoted from bricklayer to chief architect.
But, and this is a massive catch, with that absolute power comes a terrifying vulnerability. As these systems get smarter and we blindly rely on AI to build our digital world, the potential threats get significantly deadlier. Think about it. If an artificial intelligence is generating massive blocks of code in seconds, who exactly is checking for the invisible backdoors? AI is incredibly fast, sure, but it completely lacks the paranoid intuition of a human security expert. It just doesn't understand the devious nature of human hackers.
So human programmers are now stepping up as the absolute last line of defense in a brutal cyber battleground. We desperately need humans to analyze unprecedented malware behavior. We need human eyes to detect the subtle vulnerabilities that AI just completely glosses over. We're talking about defending critical databases from SQL injection, securing web applications from cross-site scripting attacks, and fundamentally understanding low-level languages like C and C++ to protect the very core of our hardware. AI can build the fortress walls, absolutely, but it takes a human to know exactly how another human will try to breach them.
And this isn't just about a website crashing. We are talking about the physical world here. A coding error in AI diagnostics could literally misdiagnose a patient. A bug in a self-driving traffic grid could cost lives. We're looking at smart cities running the Internet of Things and industrial sectors operating massive automated supply chains. When software controls our hospitals and highways, we absolutely cannot simply hit generate and walk away. The human programmer is the ultimate non-negotiable failsafe.
Now, you might be thinking, what about no-code tools? Well, beware the no-code illusion.
These tools promise this utopian world without developers. And yes, they do allow absolute beginners to drag and drop simple applications. But they are a complete trap for complex enterprises. When a real company needs precise customization, when they have to integrate massive legacy systems or handle really complex streams of data, no code hits a brick wall. It just breaks. To build the truly powerful, bespoke engines of modern commerce, a human architect is entirely required. No way around it.
Which brings us to probably the most shocking data point of all in this explainer. Get ready for this number, 22%. Despite the looming threat of automation, despite AI literally generating code, the global demand for programming jobs is actually expected to grow by a massive 22% by 2030. And these aren't just low-wage entry jobs either. Starting salaries frequently exceed $50,000, with senior roles commanding exponentially more. Every single device, every industry demands smart software. So the threat isn't a lack of jobs. The real threat is a lack of adaptable humans to fill them.
So how do we survive this shift? Well, you need the right weapons. Don't waste your time on dying tech. Python remains the undisputed king for artificial intelligence and back-end analysis. JavaScript, and specifically TypeScript, is absolutely essential for advanced web interfaces. If you want speed and unbreakable memory safety, Rust is the rising star for high-speed infrastructure. And Go, or Golang, is the absolute powerhouse for massive cloud services and microservices. Choosing your language right now is basically choosing your arsenal before stepping into the unknown.
All right, here is your survival mandate in this rapidly changing landscape. First, you have to master the unchanging fundamentals of logic and algorithms. Pick one language and learn deeply how it bleeds into the processor and memory. You absolutely must escape tutorial hell and build real things. Command AI tools like Copilot and ChatGPT as your tireless personal assistants. Master English to tap into the global grid of resources like Stack Overflow. And please, develop your soft skills and adaptability, because the isolated coder in a dark basement, that's a myth of the past. You have to communicate to survive.
So, what does this all mean? The human programmer isn't obsolete at all. They're stepping into the most powerful role in history. As the industry saying goes, artificial intelligence won't steal your job. The programmer who is skilled in using AI will take the job of the programmer who refuses to use it. The machine is here, and yes, it is wildly powerful, but it still needs a master. The barrier to entry has shifted from just memorizing syntax to commanding logic, and the stage is totally set for a new era of creators. The only question left is, will you command the machine, or will you let the future pass you by?